I hurt my back. I can't even cross my legs. I really like sitting with my legs.
Sid, you let this out.
No, you don't have to. Like, you don't have to. It's fine. It's fine. But goddamn, I'm in a lot of pain right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Base Podcast, the best podcast in Kenya. Sindio, na sio tafadhali, kama you don't agree, enda bishana na mama yako. My name is Chim
and Xola.
We are glad to have you guys back.
Yeah.
Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. We need that. Help a brother out. We need that for the algorithm. And leave a comment. Let us know whether you agree with me or
me. The Christian on the show.
Na leo itakuwa moto.
Yeah.
Fireburn. Because today we are trying to help young men.
Even some of these things actually deal with chicks, but mostly more for men. Let's go on.
Lily Aisha now has a boyfriend. We are happy to announce to all of our fans and friends, she has a boyfriend. She's gone to Naivasha. Lichipoiwa. Yay. So she'll be back. Boyfriend akiboeka nae.
And she'll come back fighting you.
She'll be back to fight because she'll be heartbroken. Now she's enjoying the new relationship energy.
So.
Yeah. Something interesting about you, bro?
No, you had to use a different baba today. And I've seen why you don't cheat on your baba. But let's not talk about that right now.
Alright, on my end, I tore muscles on my back trying to deadlift. Shout out Willie, shout out Frank. I tried to deadlift 200 plus the bar. Yeah, I tore my back. And when I went to Hosi, I've been humbled. No one ever feels shy about being told by the doctor, toa suruali, shukisha hadi ankles. Inama nione venye, which muscles are taut. I did all that today. It was humbling. Anyway, let's talk about broke dating, right? So, it starts with, have you found yourself
actually
dating?
Tell them why we are getting stories from online, especially Reddit, about people with issues, and we're trying to solve them or give our best what we think about them, how someone should handle it.
Thank you for that correction.
Yeah.
Alright, so broke dating. Have you found yourself dating a partner who made you feel small or insignificant just because you wouldn't get them gifts or take them out on fancy dates, or a partner providing for you and making it seem like a big deal? Basically, ever had an experience in dating while broke? If you don't mind being featured, I guess, on Based, holla at us. But has all of you ever had that experience?
Yeah, I think most men have had that experience. Unless you're from a rich family in Kenya, as in a politician's family or something, I think most guys have had that issue.
So you've justified a lot. No. Tell us what your experience is like.
Actually, it's one of the toughest things to date a chick is when you're broke, because she will always compare you to... Because most times when you're broke, it's when you're in your early 20s, in college and all that, and most chicks at that time have options in terms of...
This nigga down to be vulnerable. Zola liambiwa, ninataka date every Thursday, Friday na Sato. Sema, tuingie the meat of things.
Wait. Before you go there, I was just saying, as in, it's called a pretext, some subtext before I go into that area. So you find yourself in that place where you don't have money even for your own needs. Then you're trying to manage a chick. And I'll not lie to you, having a chick is a very expensive endeavor. For most people who don't realize that. Unless you're a F-boy who's smashing guys' wives, it's very expensive. And as you said, that thing of being told, as in you have to pay for people's... it's called what? Dates. I was actually, you've reminded me, that was, I think...
Pay for the experiences.
Yes. That was, I think, 6 or 7 years ago. And it was a very tough time because you're told, and this chick is telling you that it's like, if you don't do this, we'll break up. And as a man now, you start having to go into extra costs that you've not budgeted because you already had other things you're doing. And I'll not lie to you, I don't think you should date a chick like that. If she's not ready to be with you at that point, keep it moving.
Well, Ndugu, you know my mantra, Kenyan women deserve
nothing.
Bare minimum. If that. Otherwise, Kenyan women deserve nothing. Ideally, I've been in a situation where I've dated when broke. That was when I learned how to sling deer, because that's all I had to offer. Deer. As I began to get a bit more money, I stopped breaking my back. Can I say I've dated a woman who genuinely told me I was broke? Yes. You remember? We're not saying this. You remember?
And I think she left you.
Yeah, actually she dumped me. She dumped me. She dumped me. Then she started crying because when she broke up with me, I was like, okay, cool. You're cool. Show me your feeling. You show me you cared for me. Yeah.
And the worst part is you actually, when you are in that age, you think character is very important.
I didn't cry.
You're not getting? Not even
Bro,
that.
we broke up. I dropped her home, called up someone. That evening, I had someone to keep me company, to console me.
When it happened to you, you're already matured enough. You already had money. You're gone through some issues financially, but you've already gone through that experience of dealing with mamas. I'm saying when you're young and you're still naive and you still have an idealistic perspective of what dating is, you think a chick will love you for you, love me for me. With all my faults, with all my problems, mamas normally say as in, love me at my worst.
There are very few things that people will love for them, the essence of them.
Yeah.
Cats, dogs, children, women, and chicken. That's it. It ends there. Why cats and dogs? They're pets. I'm saying you following
No. I
brows.
agree with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Cats and dogs, why? They're pets. You love, because they're cats, you love cats even though them they love you and they feel like, at least dogs are loyal. You love children, why? Bro, fruit of your loin. Like you jizz that out, so you gotta love it, bro. You gotta love it.
I think dating while broke is the best teacher for men of how relationships actually
I beg to differ. I think dating when you have money, because explain why you feel that.
You realize that when we bring up this question of what do you bring to the table, you realize when you don't have money, you actually do not even in the table for most women.
You know, it's like a babe telling you. You do know it's like a babe telling you. I realized dating when I had nothing to offer was when I had it best. I didn't have anything to offer. I couldn't cook, couldn't clean, none of that.
Chicks don't need to cook and clean in this Nairobi of ours. As long as you have even a passable body and you have what most women are born with, 99% of women between the legs. No, it's not who hurt you. Most women, how many women have you talked to who say they go to a club and they don't go with money? Even my own family, I know chicks, I'm not going to mention names. They tell me, as we go to the club without any guap, and they'll drink the whole night without any stress. You try that as a man.
Matara has come to change that. John Matara, he came to change that.
But either way, I think dating while broke is very good for most men. You realize I have to focus on actually getting that money for myself so they can have more options. Otherwise, you'll be treated with madarau.
I'd argue dating when you have money. I'm not saying don't go through the poverty phases. I'm just saying when you date when you have money is when you realize, you're with a babe, her friend is winking at you.
Mm-hmm. No, there are two experiences.
Your babe goes to the loo and her friend is kashka in your lap. Bro, that's when you realize.
Now, you know,
let
me just find this very simple. When you're broke, you see what the world values in you. So that you know there are no illusions. Yeah. Not even that. Okay, you'll not maintain those mamas most of the time. Where sometime after maybe a few months,
they are broke. Yeah, if they have money, dear is all that.
But they'll not keep you that long.
As they say, Moses parted the Red Sea.
You've not seen a certain individual called Ugandan who is dating a Ugandan socialite, and you've seen the travels he has had as a broke nigger. Being shown Madarau live. You will be showed Madarau live.
I haven't seen that one though.
Zari and Shakib. You want me to mention?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's go to the second one. I think we've exhausted
that's now on you, eh?
Yeah, so simply put, this story about is she worth saving? I'm a 23-year-old male and I have a friend, 22 female, actually a very close friend, who has been in a relationship that she's not happy in at all. Her boyfriend treats her like shit, cheats on her, but whenever she tries to break it up, the guy begs her, saying he's suicidal and might kill himself if she leaves. She doesn't know what she can do to get out of the relationship. Now her best friend is a dude's cousin, and I think she influences her to not leave the guy, which is shitty. Apparently, she's into me, but she is caught up in the other relationship she can't do anything about. I personally value my peace of mind and told her to first sort her shit because I do not want to be dragged into all that. Should I try to intervene?
My nigga, why are you trying to save these hills? Why are you trying to save these hills? And you know that they ain't loyal. Look, it's called you have your cake and you're eating it. She's with someone else who's giving her stress. Bro, there is no more advantageous a position than dating a babe who is being stressed out and she comes to you to release. Bro, you can do no wrong at that point in time. You try and save her. You now go and tell her, I'm going to help you break up with this nigga so that we can now date. My G, try it.
She'll have a different perspective on that. I think even from the beginning, why are you a friend of this chick?
Because it's smashing.
No, it's not smashing. They're a close friend. They have no
The with benefits part was silent. That's the only reason it's bothering him.
He has never said it. Unless
That's what I'm
he
saying.
said
The
it.
with benefit parts was
Let's
silent.
assume he has never touched.
Well,
Let's
if he's
assume.
never touched, so he's a simp.
Yes.
And then he deserves all the dust he's going to eat.
So I'm saying, why are you even a friend
If
of
you're
this
not
chick?
smashing her and you're her friend, you deserve all the dust you're going to eat.
You're wasting your time. You should not even be there in the first place.
Failure.
You should not be there in the first
Failure.
place. In fact, let me say this, and this is
I'm going to find a kazi. Failure.
this is one of my most controversial bits. I don't believe in friendships with females, even though the world is saying that.
They're useless.
If you're not
The friendship, that is.
Yes.
Friendship across gender is useless.
I don't believe they're genuine because one of the other wants
One
to.
benefits more than the other,
Yes.
number one. Number two, as you're saying,
One wants to actually end up sleeping with the other person. It might not be the dude, it might be the chick. I feel it's very unfair for that other person who's not getting what they really want from that relationship. And you're hurting yourself in the long term.
basically they are founded upon covert contracts.
Yes.
I'm helping you so that one day when you leave Xola, you'll come and give me my thank you.
Yes.
My just rewards.
If it was this guy, move on and have friendships with men.
Stop being weak.
So have friendships with
Stop
men.
being weak.
And I'm not saying you cannot have acquaintances with women. Please, I'm not saying that.
You work with them, they're your neighbors, they're your, they're in your social circle. You guys are acquaintances. And the reason I personally say this is because I always ask people, women, if you are to call that guy right now, your best friend, and you tell him, listen, Nikubaya, I'm going through it with my guy. I just want help. Nitoe kutu. Basically, I scratch off the rust. Come through. The guy will come through.
Obviously. 99%
But for
of the time.
men, it holds zero advantages because for a man who has a female friend, you can't call in the middle of the night and say, yo, I'm stranded over here, come through and help me.
Yeah. She won't do that.
Yeah? You
She
can't
won't do
call
that.
and tell her, yo, I went out on a date, Maze, my bill has come up 3K short, hook me up.
They'll not do it. They'll not do it. Chicks will only do that for a man they actually see a romantic future in or have
That they
romantic
want to
interest
smash,
in.
bro.
Yes.
They want to smash, bro.
Yeah. Now me, I'm gonna use
Let's
the
simplify.
Let me use the nice language for them. But I think that's simple. There's nothing much in it. If you're in a friendship like that, you're wasting your time. Even in this business, why even knowing a woman's business about a man?
Maze, you must be so deep in the friend zone for a babe
Actually,
to be
this guy is
telling
in the
you.
friend zone,
Maze,
actually.
you must be so deep in the friend zone for a babe to be telling you. Can you imagine? My guy did X, Y, and Z. Can you imagine? And then there was 1, 2, 3.
Actually,
bro,
it's like
bro,
the,
Jieshimu,
it's like the gay best friend.
Yeah.
And he's not getting anything.
Honestly speaking,
I think we're done with that one. There's nothing much apart from that. He's wasting his time, move on. Get male friends, get a woman you can be in a relationship with who is actually interested
also,
in you.
bro, no woman is worth saving. They avail themselves. If they're interested in you, they will avail themselves. They'll make it so easy for you to get with them. Yeah? Yeah. Where do single, decent Nairobi women hang out? Women who don't smoke, drink, club all weekend, basically wife material. Where do they hang out? It's very hard to find a decent lady in these streets unless you go to a bus stop, but that's kind of creepy. Then he added, edit. I mean, he read through some comments and was like, I think this type of woman is an introvert. Majority of them don't go out and they just hang out indoors. Maybe that explains why it's hard to meet them.
I don't lie to you. I think that's a question very many men are asking. That's a very tough question. That's the question of the ages right now. for most guys who have actually dealt with they say that song by Ben Soul about Nairobi.
Yule anakupea, pia ananipea.
Is that the reason that song resonated with so many people and guys were singing it so much? Because these streets are so rough, yani. Even when you say church.
I told you I started going to church.
You told me I started going to church.
I told you that they usually say, like all the single men, please stand up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they have a single men's ministry and a single woman's ministry by the church I go to. Do
you believe those ministries work?
So, you don't have any answer for this, but just to answer your question real quick, I believe they work because they serve a purpose. They serve the gynocentric agenda. What's the gynocentric agenda? Basically, where do all the women who are run through, all the women who are single mothers, all the women who otherwise are maladapted, where do they run to meet men?
In church.
In church. Mm-hmm. So when you're being told to stand up, you're being told to stand up to show yourself so that they can decide, they can judge your merit and decide whether or not you're worthy, which is odd. A damaged woman is going to judge whether or not this guy is worthy. A single mother is going to judge whether or not this guy is worthy. Like make it make sense. So does it work? Yes. If you're a simp, head to church. Head to church. Yeah? That's why you'll find the damaged woman who's finally ready to settle down. She's finally ready for Prince Charming.
Give the age range.
It's usually what, 30 to... No. For them, it's usually like 26, about like...
26, 27?
Yeah, like it starts about 26 and then goes all the way till about like 40, 50 actually. Yeah?
But most times the single most chicks who are in their 40s will not stand up. It'll be 26 to 28, 29.
Oh, the ladies don't get told to stand up. Single men.
Yeah.
It's single men. So when it comes to where are the good ladies, back to the lecture at hand. Bro, you will find good women everywhere. If you're not finding good women, you're just probably not, you don't master up as much as you think you do. You're not that guy. I'll explain to you why. I always tell you this. You and I go way, way back, right, bro?
Yeah.
All the women I've dated, when they all like wife material, just in all honesty.
I'll say maybe 90%, Chim. Not all of them. There's some of them I know who are just a problem.
So there's one of them that you knew was a problem?
Actually, not one. I feel I've known that a problem, but because you have a large repertoire. I know as in a few of them, and some of them were just, I knew these ones were fun time.
No, I'm not talking about fun time. I mean the ones I dated.
Seriously dated?
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones were. They were.
Like, I've always had fun time babes along with the serious ones. Because the serious ones, let me not lie, that pressure gets very, very boring. So I've had the fun time ones who, when you need to scratch an itch, they'll help out. Right?
Yeah.
Although I will admit there's one that I can remember that I actually genuinely
I knew that
one.
I know that one. And it was a problem because I knew what you were doing.
And I lost all semblance of control there.
Yes.
Like genuinely, I lost all semblance of control. It happens to the best of us. Players get played too. Players get caught up.
And let me ask you actually,
but
come to think of it, was that fun time one? Was she a fun time first?
She should have been fun time.
Then you got caught up.
Yes. I got sprung.
Please take note of that. Start with fun time and it becomes...
No, that's how it always goes. Like, that's how it always goes. Like, you'll meet a babe in a matatu. Although in a matatu, babes, Nairobi babes deserve the bare minimum. Huh? Nairobi babes, you'll meet, god damn my tongue. You will meet the Nairobi babe in a matatu, and she's looking at you and saying, "You're broke. You're broke. You're in the same matatu."
I don't think it's Nairobi babes.
You guys are side by side. She'll tell you it's
all
broke.
babes.
Which is fine. I'm just saying.
Babes, yeah.
They deserve bare minimum. You could also meet a good babe on social media, on a dating app.
Yeah.
On a dating app.
Yeah.
You could also meet her at work. It just depends on the caliber of man you are.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah?
I agree with you because they will... Many good babes, or even most women are attracted to someone who actually... They were talking last week about being a high-value man. What is this high-value man? This person who has high status. Man who's doing well physically, he's doing well financially. He looks... after himself. I think now what happens is most of these women will gravitate to you. Now you do the picking. The problem this man is facing is he might not be where he thinks he is, and he's not been able to attract those type of women, so he's struggling.
Also, the logic behind that, young men, I hope you're listening. I'm not your father, I'm not your older brother, but I'm about to kick some wisdom. When you elevate yourself, women will create rules for themselves, up to and including lying to themselves so that they can fit in your world. They will have to force themselves into your paradigm. If a woman makes rules for you, like, I don't do the whole BJ thing, it's for relationships, I don't do this, I don't do that, you're just not that guy. Or at least in her eyes, you're not that guy, because everything is stratified. You'll be that guy up until a certain level, and then you'll meet a babe and you're not that guy.
In fact, I have an example for you on that. Is someone I know who gave me this story, I think 2 weeks ago. It's a lady we both know. I'm not going to give her the name. She has a friend who's 23. Apparently, she's a virgin. This lady is dating a guy who's 40. A guy is a divorcee. Never got kids. And he's doing very well. He has his own businesses and all that. And this chick was asking me for advice because she knows we normally talk about relationships a lot. She was asking me, what advice should I give this chick? Because I'm scared she's dating a man who is 17 years older than her, number one. Number two, this man has very strict rules. And the man looks good. He goes to the gym and all these things. He has elevated. And I told her, listen here. First of all, in that example, this chick was going against everything she and her friend group would agree to, because this man has elevated. He's 17 years older. That's the biggest problem, and he's a divorcee. Those are two very big red flags for them. But because he's so well educated, he has so much money, he's doing well financially, takes care of himself, all these big red flags are being dismissed because of this guy, because of all these other things he's doing. That's an example of what she's saying. She's actually very confused. You can see what she knows and what her biology is saying are
at odds. And women have that. It's called cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
Women have that. Yeah. Where, I hurt my back, I can't even cross my legs. I really like sitting with my legs.
So do you let this out?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. It's fine. But goddamn. I'm in a lot of pain right now. We can move on.
So I think that has been exhausted. It was about what? It was where do single decent women? So staying single. I'm just from collecting my jaw off the floor. I saw a TikTok video where this woman was giving fellow women advice on how to revenge after being cheated on. I think that I saw that video.
Yeah.
That lady turned on the camera and fixed her face to say, "Mpatie family planning."
Yeah.
Like literally to go buy family planning, crush those tablets and mix them with his food / smoothie and feed it to him for a week. After some days, he'll be gaining weight. I'm talking hips, tits, and ass.
Tits.
You can fat shame him, then he'll lack the confidence to play you. My heart just cracked. What happened to crying and moving on? Even one thing she did not mention in this story is you'll not even be able to get a hard-on.
Yeah.
You can...
My Lord, I wonder so much.
And the title was Stay Single after this.
Yeah, you can imagine that is your sister that goes live and says that.
And she did not care.
Yeah.
She had no shame
Women
about it.
get celebrated for tearing down men.
Imagine if a man was to do the opposite. That guy would most likely be cancelled.
In fact, we have an example of this. Is a man who made a joke, which tells you just how stupid people are. When someone is giving birth, you can't do a C-section and then... This is not fucking dominoes where you're playing and say, boy fast, girl fast. Whoever pops out fast, you remove them, because giving birth is one of the most dangerous undertakings a human being can do. A natural undertaking... we used to celebrate women culturally for this because of how dangerous it is. A doctor is not going to go and play games when they're, performing a C-section. Oh, I see, this is the male, I'll do. No. But this tells you how foolish Kenyans on Twitter are. Yeah, I think Kenyans on Twitter are very stupid, but that is another conversation for another day. That guy, people doxed him. People have been seeking his cancellation, even from his job.
What did he say exactly?
That he performed a C-section and he decided it was twins, fraternal.
Yeah.
Male, female. He decided he'd remove the male first. Right? And not the female. It's like people think in the womb it's side by side.
So he was joking. These guys don't even know enough medicine to know that's a joke. You can't do that as
a joke, Maze.
A medical expert, because you most likely harm the kids.
Yeah, the kids or the mother.
Both.
Imagine if the orientation of the child is such that the daughter was fast. How are you doing that? Are you pushing the daughter up? Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, that's an example that if you're female, you can get away with damaging, with actually such kind of content. That's damaging content.
Yes.
You're essentially pushing to castrate a man simply because he cheated. If we use that logic, can I become
You can't.
a caveman?
You can't.
If she cheats. If we use that logic.
Actually, the worst part about it is, if you read the comment section, which I did, because it was posted on so many blogs and all that, you see women celebrating that type of content.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you're like, doesn't make sense. Recently, a few months ago, or a month ago, you were talking about femicide. Now, you can't have it both ways. You can't say women should be protected. Then when a woman comes and talks about harming men, you celebrate it.
Yeah.
You can't have it both
That's what
ways.
we said.
What's good for the goose
And there
is
are
good
a
for
lot
the
of
gander.
criminals. Some of these criminals are just, they just speak posh English. They're just polished. That's criminal. That is criminal. You're poisoning someone. It's criminal.
In fact, can you take people seriously when they say we have a femicide issue when you celebrate this type of behavior? Because let's not forget, this mirrors like the crazier one where women in a certain place in Kenya put steel wire in the food. It's rumored. It's a rumor that has been there for a few years, where they put steel wire in the men's food, and the man starts having issues with his stomach, and they don't even know what the issue is, and he dies over time. Or even poisoning the food of the husband over time. These are stories that have been there. And for a story to actually be there, it means...
Exactly. This is just the new version of when you hear grind glass into his porridge, or is it still wire into his food?
So actually now the question is there a solution for this? Or because at the end of the day, this guy is saying stay single. I'm sure there are guys who want to...
Well, the solution is that Kenyan women deserve bare minimum. Nairobi women. Kenyan women, you'll find a good one in Kirinyaga, in Shinyalu, in Gem. Nairobi women.
You think women from Shags don't also do this type of stuff?
It's on a lower level than this. This is just nefarious. This is just nefarious.
And even she was saying with such glee, it was even scary.
Yeah. As in, think about that. Someone's daughter, she has a father. Someone's daughter set up a camera to tell us, because he cheated, we are going to poison him.
Actually, I wish Leisha was here when we were talking about cancellation, and she was saying, no, women are not also cancelled. Nothing happened from that.
Yeah.
And actually, the saddest part about it was she'll keep on doing her life the way she does her life, and she'll also indoctrinate some people to do that type of nonsense, because I'm sure there are some women who might have thought of doing it or are already doing it.
But moving on swiftly, guys, please, if you're enjoying the content, remember to subscribe. We need those subs. Let's get those subs up. We currently are playing with the rookie numbers. We need to pump them up. Comment. Let us know if you agree with Xola's advice or mine. If you are truly a based man, or I consider Xola woke. So are you woke or are you based? Like and share as well. So the last one was, are there no good men left? This Canairo, everyone has a boo or a wife. Finding a single guy without kids, i.e. baby mama drama, who is willing to create a life together and build an empire. Nairobi girl, baby girl is about building an empire. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. All people seem interested in is hooking up. Correct. The whole casual relationship, situationships, FWB, etc. is disgusting to me. Intimacy to me is that person you can call at any time of the day or night to talk or have a random God damn. Basically, she wants to date her gay best friend. I'm not even reading anymore, then you get the drift.
She said, I'm finishing it, bwana. I'm tired of trying. Good men waliisha. All I keep meeting is people's husbands and people's boyfriends. Hence, side chick material and wife material, please. So this question, I don't think... First of all, her question betrays the type of aura she has
Gives
out
out.
there. Yes, gives out there. For people to see you as a side chick, there's a way of clearly carrying yourself that people think you can be played or you can be kept on the... It's called what? You can be kept on the side. This is a side chick. And another thing, this thing of building an empire with a man, most women don't want to build with a man. The man she's looking for is in her friend zone. That's a simple truth.
The man who's willing to give her the world.
Yes.
I I can show you the world.
Well, that man, the problem with him, he's not fun. He's not the bad. In essence, women like this want the bad boy who will be loyal to them. They want the bad boy who has money, the bad boy who has status, the bad boy who has tattoos everywhere, but only sees her. They want, it's called what?
So basically me to just date one.
I know that's not you, Jim. That's not you. They want an amalgamation of different men into one. And the truth is, these type of men are 1 in a million. Or if they do exist, they already have another woman. So,
also, another thing that you guys need to understand is the fact that women are more than willing to share. If you're high value enough, women are willing to share you. They are willing to overlook the fact that you live with your wife. What women are unwilling to forgive is when you live with your mother.
But even, very true, but even it begs the question, if a woman is willing to share, why is she not? Well, let's say she has
Let me tell you the psyche of a woman like this. She's telling us her story. She was dating a married man.
Agreed.
And that married man refused to leave his wife for her. She's battered. So what she's doing is she's run online to seek validation from those useless feminists of Reddit, where she says, I can't believe Kenyan men are like this. Nah, you are dating a married man. Because guess what? There are women out there who are actually finding good men. They might not be the wealthiest men. They might not be the tallest men. Might not be the most handsome, most jacked. 6 for 6, right? 6 foot tall, 6 inches of pants, 6-figure bank account. They might not be all that. Drives a 600 power horse engine. Might not be all that. Maybe the guy drives a Juke. Like a certain good husband material that we know.
With tattoos everywhere. Go on.
Yeah. Who also happens to be 6 foot tall.
I know. I know. You can see it in the photos.
Yeah. But yeah, legitimately speaking, this is a woman she's decrying the fact that the men she's been attracting, as you said earlier, are all married, because that is all she is. Men see her and immediately see a side piece. I would smash, I'd never wife.
That means she's not all that. They always said in the beginning, that girl was saying, are there good single women?
These are the chicks who are butter faces. She's a 4 in the face or a 3 in the face, but a banging body and the attitude of a babe that's a 7.
She might actually think even she might be very pretty.
No.
Well, let me explain.
Kenyan men are not the brightest. Kenyan men will wife up a pretty woman.
Let me shock you. There are chicks. This is even a chick I dealt with another time. You can remember that one who was working at an ad agency. She was not looking bad, but she was in her 30s and she was
a 5 at best. She was average at best.
That chick was not bad when she was younger.
Oh, I was saying about the first one.
Yeah.
But by that point, she was a 5 at best, but she was average at best.
Thank you.
She was average at best.
At that point, when she was earlier, she was even dating a friend of yours.
And even then, she was not complaining. Yeah, this guy was just dirty marking.
No.
Friends of friends.
Listen, I do not know.
Anyway, the point is this. When she had it all, she was more than happy to be a side piece.
And that's my point.
Then when she came to you, it was like, now my standards, the price down went. Imagine, you're buying a car brand new for like 1,000 bob. After it gets 100,000 miles, it tells you, or the owner tells you now, you have to pay 10M.
As I was saying, now, when I was telling you pretty chicks can't even be that.
She was no longer pretty. She was a pretty girl back in the day when she was a side piece.
I'm now saying pretty women can also be put on the bench because they are crazy in here. A guy says, that chick, moto akote ambali. You've heard that phrase a lot.
See, moto akote ambali. That babe is just for scratching my nuts.
That's my point. Why is she for scratching your nuts? Because this mama, she's a head case. She's fine, but if I marry this chick, I'll have stress with her. That's a problem. I'm saying there are very few. There are very few. Even last week when we were talking about, we were saying what? If you find a chick who's in her 30s and she's very pretty, most likely that chick is damaged. It does not mean that she's damaged. That's what I'm saying. This chick might just be that, but it's very hard to deal with her. There's a chick I dated who used to slap me when she was high.
I remember.
Yes, as in that's not a chick I will not marry a chick like that.
Would you say that was back in your simp days or?
Yes. And I am a person who likes giving someone a second chance. The same way chicks who are beaten by their guys give second chances. No, I'm serious. They're told to leave. So
I'm just looking at Levi, but then it's just like, yo, what the
no, I'm just
fuck,
saying,
what
as
the
in, I believe in giving people second chances. And I don't believe you've spent time with someone, you just, on the first whatever, they're out.
That's why you and I are very, very different. Actually, and my marriage appreciates you. You're a friend of the marriage. In as much as you're my friend, you're a friend of the marriage. Because there are times you and I have spoken, I'm like, yo, I'm out, I'm done.
Yeah.
Let's go burn down the town. Let's go, dredge up the river, pour salt on it, salt the earth, burn everything down, yeah? And you tell me, no, we're not going to do that. However, bro, there are some cases where you just needed to do that.
I agree. Looking back, you can see someone who is willing to hit you. That's something that is just really messed up. As in, that is beyond. If they're willing to hit you when they're high alert, what are they not willing to do?
So I'm going to throw you a curveball at this point.
Give me.
As a gift to the women who have been watching this all the way to the end. Why are you tensing?
The 20% or the 10%?
It's more like 3%. Why are you
3%.
tensing?
No.
Is that a handbag, bro? Like, goddamn. Gen Z niggas nowadays be carrying handbags. Okay.
Go on.
What is your ideal woman at the moment?
That's a good question. But I think the simplest one is she's fit, she's agreeable, and she's a Christian. Those are very important things for me.
Fit, feminine, Christian.
She's a Christian. And last one, she's pragmatic.
You will not find a woman who's pragmatic, bro.
No, Jim, they are actually chicks who are pragmatic. They are rare.
Yeah, autists.
Not
No, sorry, guys. Acoustics. We call them that now.
No, they're not.
For the sake of the algorithm.
They're actually chicks who are pragmatic. And many of those chicks you will find they've grown up either with their fathers in their houses.
Acoustics. Look. Sorry, I've interrupted you. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, as in that pragmatism is something we need in this generation of us. The last one. They can actually think for themselves without being influenced by social media.
Well, for the pragmatic part, usually babes are biologically, they cycle in and out of hormones every 21 days with them changing. How can you be pragmatic with a fluctuation of hormones and different or broken thought patterns with every new week? My point is, pragmatism is about how you lead them. You are the one to do the leading. You as a man are meant to do the leading. You cannot sit down and say, I want a babe who's... No, you're the one to set the standard. And while she's with you, she will adhere to those standards. Because when she goes on to me or to Sid, director, then the standards will change. And she's more than willing to change the standards like that. And that's why women are able to be what? War brides. Okay? Now, the last one that you said was...
She's not easily swayed by social media in essence.
Which basically means my advice to you and the young men watching, pick a babe who is willing to sacrifice her social media for you. If you tell her, I don't want you to be on social media, she's willing to exit for you. Or at least make it private. That is if she has sub 500 followers.
On the thing of pragmatism, Chim, I think there's, for you, it's like all or nothing. I've seen some chicks who are very, even you look at stories, you're like, this chick was with me even when I was, like, let me give you an example. That earlier time when we were talking about that chick was, when I was was broken, that chick was like, even if you're broke like this, I still want you to take me out on dates and all that. Maybe that's what I'm saying as pragmatism. In terms of, you can see the situation.
Then being reasonable. You see, I did not say they can't be pragmatic. Nuance. They cycle in and out of a hormonal... They are in and out of a hormonal cycle with different hormones fluctuating at different points, which make them act differently, right? So that's when you'll hear at one point she wants alpha, the next point she's just crying, the next point she wants a soft guy, right? Within that cycle, at a point, there'll be, it's called what, the Venn diagram. There'll be a confluence of needs and intent, right? So I'm the type who just wants to chew and spit. Kama miwa. So, at some point, we will commingle. At another point, she'll commingle the guy who wants to be soft and sensitive.
Well, let me ask you now, this brings up the question of using that logic. What about these women who stay with a man who has lost his job, a man who was not as great as he was before when she was dating him. What happens to those chicks? Because there are chicks who will leave a man.
So that's not where familial pressures account for it. And I'll tell you why it's familial pressures. All women have doubt. It's called hypergamic doubt. Is this the best I can do? Is it really the best I can do? Right? So a woman will have all that, but her family, her mother has shown her we do not tolerate, monkey branching. We do not tolerate that. Her father shows her the same. So she knows she cannot be monkey branching and going home and showing mom and dad, I have Chim today, I have Xola tomorrow, I have Sid the next day, or the next week, or the next month, or the next year. She cannot do that.
Okay, that's familial pressure, but it has affected her character.
No, her character remains what her character is.
So you're telling me though the family...
But and it's like you, Xola, you will want physically, I know the type of woman you like, right?
Yeah.
You'll want what you want, right? When you get married and your wife blesses you with children, right?
Yeah.
She will lose her figure because, like I said, pregnancy is one of the roughest things that happens in a human body naturally.
Yeah.
Right? One of the roughest.
Something's growing in you, a whole new human being. Yeah.
You're about to bless this man with a child, right?
Yeah.
Then once you've blessed him with a child, your body does not just snap back, right? You still want what you want. You're still attracted to what you're attracted to. Exactly. But you'll stay here because you have wife goggles, number one. Number two, familial or societal pressure. I know for you, your family is upstanding. So you cannot just be hopping from one woman to the next and next and next. They'll pull you aside and ask you, what is wrong with you? In fact, stay away from our family functions because you'll infect us with your ujinga.
So you believe the only reason a woman will stay with a man who has lost his job, is not doing as well as he's doing, is...
No, I don't believe it's the only reason, but I've given you an example.
I get that. I'm saying
the biggest thing is the familial pressure.
I think whatever in some women, I think there are actually women out there who are actually very practical.
They are called snow leopards.
Whatever they are.
By the time you're seeing a snow leopard, it's so hard to see them out in the wild. By the time you're seeing a snow leopard, it's already in captivity.
It's possible, but I'm saying, I believe, I've seen women, I've even had stories like that. Even I know people who have people like that. My thing is this. They have said about family, I agree with it. And I think that's a big part of grooming your child into the type of partner you want them to. In essence, you want your daughter to have the best man out there. So you teach your daughter how to be the best wife possible. Loyalty, in essence, is what I was talking about. Practicality, in essence, this woman knows at the end of the day, You're
looking at outliers. That's why I said a snow leopard, because at the end of the day, bro, we do not make rules for the exception. We make rules for the majority.
So let me ask you.
What you're doing is arguing exceptionalism.
So I get that point you're making. I get that point. But I've seen people who are practical. And I get you, that thing of the outliers and all that. The thing is this. My issue with this thing of leading someone into always leading someone. Here's the problem with that. One time that person, if you get weak, you lose your job, that person is gone. That's my issue with it. And that's what I'm saying. My thing is, when you ask me what I would like...
Do you know that there are more men, again, you're arguing exceptionalism. There are more men with stories of how their wives abandoned them when they fell off than there are men whose wives stood by them.
Agreed.
Okay? We are arguing...
No, I'm not arguing
it's not becoming cyclic redundancy.
No. Actually, I said it. I explained to you. You said, this woman to be practical, it has to be because the man...
is leading.
Yes, and I'm explaining to you something. I'm saying, it means that if you fall off, that woman will leave you, which I've agreed with. And I'm saying... For me, in terms of trying to nip that in the bud, because you asked me what are my preferences, I said if I can get someone who's practical, that is what I was saying. Not because at the end of the day, life is tough. Life, sometimes you can fall off. Many people fall off. You have fallen off. I've fallen off. My thing is, if I can avoid that by getting someone who's practical, because sometimes you will be weak. That is my point.
I had multiple babes. I fell off. All the babes scattered. It's like when you switch on the lights and the cockroaches in the kitchen all scatter.
So in essence,
two are left.
So in essence,
two are left.
In essence, what you're saying is, at the end of the day, unless you get a snow leopard.
If we look at it statistically, all the babes I was dealing with.
No, I get. What I'm saying is, that means for men out there, fall off, you're done.
Men out there, be the best you can be. Just that's it. Be the best you can be. Everything else It doesn't really matter. Chase the money, be the best man that you can possibly be. They will come to you. I don't just mean make money like with Kenyans, they just make money and then chill. No, make money, take care of your body, take care of your mind, network, socialize, goddamn, market yourself basically.
Chim, this is a conversation we'd love to revisit in the future.
Yeah, among men, yes. That being said and done, guys, thank you so much for staying with us to the end. Subscribe, like, share, subscribe. God damn it, subscribe. God damn it. No, but seriously, I mean, a lot of pain seated over here in this seat, and I'm doing this all so we may commune.
So.
Right? Yeah, it's been real. It's been real. Cheers.